Okay, so what I want you guys to notice for this question is if you just take like a bird's eye view of the answer choices, you'll notice that we're being tested on commas, right? We have like commas in different places in the answer choices. Some places we have no commas like A, other places we have like two commas, other places we have like one comma, right? So one of the ways that the SAT will test you on punctuation is very specifically with comma rules. Right, so there's a ton of comma rules that you have to know. One of the most frequently tested comma rules that you have to know, though, is using commas with what are called appositives. Okay, so appositives. Now, some of you guys might have heard this. Most of you guys probably haven't. So this is a very important concept to know because you will be tested on this concept pretty much almost always, at least once, right? And most oftentimes you're going to be tested with commas and this concept. Okay, so let's talk about this. So what is an appositive? As an appositive is nothing more than the second of two noun phrases that appear back to back. So let me say that again. An appositive is the second of two noun phrases, right, that appear next to each other. Okay, so in this sentence, we have Oscar-nominated African-American actress. That is your first noun phrase, right? That's your first noun phrase. And then Viola Davis, right? This is going to be your second noun phrase. Okay, we can all see this, right? So the second noun phrase is what is known as your appositive, right? So appositive is the second of two noun phrases that appear next to each other like this, okay? So nextly, what do we have to know? Well, the next thing is then, well, what's the job of an appositive, right? What does an appositive do, right? Well, the job of an appositive is always going to be to clarify the previous noun, right? So it's always going to be to clarify, right? Or to make clearer, right? Something about the first noun. Right, so the way that they can kind of clarify it is, in this case, we know that it names who that actress is, right? So who was an Oscar-nominated African-American actress? Oh, well, it's Viola Davis, right? So that's what the appositive is doing in this sentence. In other cases, it could give you like a definition of the first noun, right? It just kind of depends on the sentence that's written at that time, okay? But in this case, we do see it. Yeah, it is just naming, right? That first noun is it. So why is this important? Well, it's important because it's important that you recognize when you have an appositive in a sentence. Or why is that? Because one of the concepts that you're going to be tested on, right, is determining whether this appositive is essential or non-essential information. You might hear other people say non-restrictive, restrictive. It really doesn't matter. It's the same thing, right? Essential information just means that the information, the appositive is absolutely necessary in the sentence, right? Non-essential just means that the appositive, in this case, the appositive is not essential. It's not necessary in the sentence, okay? So what does that tell us? If information is essential, right, we don't want to put any commas around it, right? So essential information gets no commas, right? While non-essential information, right, is going to get two commas, right? We'll always get commas. If the non-essential information appears inside of one sentence, then you get two commas, right? Then you have to place two commas around the non-essential. You have to place a comma before the non-essential, and you have to place a comma at the end of the non-essential, right? To kind of open and close the non-essential information. That's this way. It's this way. Cool. So that's what you're going to be tested on, right? And so now you have to understand, well, hey, how do you know if information is essential or non-essential, right? And this is the trick. So the way that you know, how you know that whether or not this appositive is essential or non-essential, is you have to take a look at this first noun. You have to take a look at the first noun phrase. Now, here's the rule, you guys, right? If this first noun phrase refers to just one, if it refers to only one, right, like a singular, if this first noun phrase refers to just one person or one thing, one book, right, one place, if it refers to just a singular, then the appositive, the second noun, right, is going to be non-essential, which means that we put commas around it. On the other hand, if this first noun refers to more than one, right? If it refers to more than one person, right, or more than one thing, then the appositive, the second noun, right, is going to be essential, which means we don't put commas around it. Okay, you got to write that down. Okay, so in this case, when I look at the first noun, right, there can be more than one Oscar-nominated African American actress, can't there? Right, there can be more than one, right? And so there can be several, right? Oscar-nominated African American actresses. Okay, so because this first noun can refers to when it refers to more than one, right? We know that Viola Davis is going to be essential, which means that we don't put commas around it, right? So this is how you know that answer choice A here is going to be your correct answer for this question. Okay, so write that down, you guys. Keep a journal, keep a notebook of comma rules. Right now, at a future date, I'm not exactly sure when. Maybe sometime during Christmas break, I'll have some times to make a video, or not. It won't take that long, but within the next month or two, I'll make a video that is dedicated to the comma rules, like their specific punctuation and their rules. But in the meantime, you guys, yeah, this is the best that we can do just because I'm restricted by time. Keep a notebook of all the grammar rules that you're learning, right? Keep organized, okay? Because it'll add up, right? And review these notes, right, on a regular basis. You want to not just know the grammar, not just you have to know the punctuation rules, right, for sure, and then you also have to like know how to apply them successfully, right, when you're given different questions. Okay, so keep a journal of that. So now you have a comma rule, right? And if you guys have watched some previous videos, you guys have probably heard some other comma rules as well, right? So keep a whole list of that in one section of your notebook and just refer to it, just add to it regularly. There's about 20 or so comma rules, 20 or so do's and don'ts for commas that you have to know that you'll be tested on. So it just helps to stay organized right now. Okay. That'll be it for this question. You guys, do me a favor, like and share this video with somebody you feel like could benefit. I'm really trying to help out as many people as possible. You all know, hopefully you all know that my goal, my number one goal for each and every one of you is to help you guys miss fewer than 5 questions consistently, right? To help you guys miss fewer than 5 questions consistently on the digital SAT, English reading and writing section, right? So in order to do that, I need to be able to reach as many people as possible. You guys can help me on that mission. That'd be amazing. As a gift for you guys, right? For your sort of support and love, I'll keep making these videos, right? Make sure to also comment in the comment box one thing new that you learned, one thing that was helpful for you, right? Or one thing that you want to learn better, right? It's one thing that you need help with. Try to be as specific as possible. And guys, until next time, right? Just continues to keep pushing forward, right? Keep moving forward, y'all. It's a journey. Take it one step at a time and keep the faith, right? Like have faith and just trust that you'll be able to figure this stuff out. Because I promise you guys, if you just kind of keep putting effort and energy with belief, believe that you can do it, just take steps daily towards it, right? You guys will achieve your goal. You guys will. Okay. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all got this. Take care.